right, check. We are recording. Let's go ahead and throw something on. While we do this, not sure if I'm going to put this out. Even if I do, maybe it'll get taken down because WrestleMania will be playing in the background. Or maybe people would just be annoyed with wrestling playing in the background. But let's go ahead and... I've probably seen this WrestleMania like once, maybe twice. I don't know. I've definitely seen the main event once or twice. WrestleMania 5. The Mega Powers explode. I've been collecting VHS tapes, and I just got WrestleMania 1 through 13. Oh no, what's happening? That looks fucking great. That looks better than, what WrestleMania was today already. But I wanted to press record because I enjoyed WrestleMania 40, I think it's 42. I think it was 42 today, night one. I enjoyed it, and there's probably reasons that I enjoyed it. Oh, excuse me. And, I get online and I watch Sala Monster, who I love. I watch JD from New York, who I love. I get on Twitter. I see all these negative, comments and polls and all that. And I was surprised. I was like, I thought it was a pretty good night. But I think, so for me, I was watching it at home alone. I was going to go by a friend's, but I canceled. I was going to go by, I watched it alone. And I do tend to smoke marijuana here and there, And what I did is I took a puff and I was journaling. I was like, oh, this will be a good time to journal while I watch this. I could, journal. It's good for you. Been trying to do that more. Who's this? I think she works there or something. I don't know. Yeah, it was so during the ads, it seems that the thing that people have been complaining most about are the ads. And I've already accepted many things. And I think that's why I enjoyed it. First off, I'm watching it. Okay, cool. Ads, journal, you know what I'm saying? Yesterday, I performed yesterday for the first time in a while, so I was journaling about that and whatnot. Go check out my music. It's pretty good. I'll leave a link in the comment in the info in the bio, or I'll just post this on my YouTube channel, my music YouTube channel. Anyway, there's a lot of things that I think are wrong with wrestling nowadays, and I've kind of already accepted that it's garbage, and it's been garbage for many years. Now, I think, first off, night one, I liked Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre a lot. I thought that was a great match. Cool. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it. I liked the ending. I liked the spot where Drew threw Jacob, off the apron onto the table. I thought that was fucking one of the best spots I've seen in a while. Just the way that Jacob was able to turn himself in the air, that was freaking nuts. And I thought it was a great match. And I enjoyed Liv versus Steph. I think it went in 9 minutes, so people are complaining it was really short. But I'm not really sold on the fact that you have to have these 20-minute matches. I know it's WrestleMania, but that's kind of predictable to me. And I think, I don't know. It makes it predictable. You go back to the early 2000s. I know the women's division looked much different then. But you have, I think, 2006, December 6th. I think it was 2006, Unforgiven. I looked it up a little bit. You had Lita versus Trish, and I think they went 9 minutes. Actually, no. They went 9 minutes on Raw in one of the best women's matches at the time. I don't remember. But I was looking what were the average, match times back then, specifically for women. 9 minutes, okay. On Raw. This is WrestleMania, they go 9 minutes, okay. All right, I guess that kind of defeats my argument a little bit. But what I'm saying is you don't need it's the ads. I think it's mainly the ads that people had a problem with. And again, when it was an ad, I was like, cool. Let me fucking take a break, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know there were 4-minute ads. Because usually they're 3, I think, with UFC and Paramount. And then here. But they're 4. And that is freaking nuts. That is insane. I mean, I don't know. If you're watching it alone and you're not multitasking and doing something during the ads, read a comic, read a book, read, stretch. Well, you could stretch while you watch it, but journal. This is bad advice, I'm not saying, but this is also telling you just how horrible the product is. And it's been dog shit. And now you have these ads. UFC is fucking annoying now too. I can't talk today. I haven't talked all day, so maybe that's it. But yeah, UFC, you had the pay-per-views before and barely any commercials. And you would see all the walk-ins, you would see all the corner advice, you would see interviews. And now with TKO and Paramount Plus, every pay-per-view or main number, 327, whatever, it's pretty much a fight night. And you have ads, during the fight, like, picture in picture. It's about money making, And same thing with WWE. It's all freaking about money making. That's why they're in Vegas again for the second year. Because money, which is a dumb idea because you have people that live in Vegas that aren't going to go two times in a year. I mean, 2 times back to back because it's so expensive. But I get it. The tourists and people come in. But they didn't sell as many tickets as last year by a lot. And next year they're going to Saudi Arabia, which I don't even want to watch that show. They were just in Saudi Arabia for Royal Rumble. Let me take a drink of this. Maybe that'll help me pronounce more clearly and concise. So I enjoyed Drew and Jacob. I enjoyed Liv and Steph. I enjoy pro wrestling when it looks like it's real, when they don't fuck up, when it's not a dance. It could be a short match, it could be a long match. Just make it look real. Those 2 matches look kind of real. And the Liv Steph match, okay, it was short, but I loved the finish. And Gunther and Seth, best match of the night. And you had Bianca Belair show up. They should have brought out Montez Ford too, but it's all right. Montez Ford should win the Royal Rumble next year. If I was booking, I would have him a surprise, winner. Not because of that. He should have been at the top. He can talk. He can wrestle. He should be a heel with Bianca by his side. Anyway, you had Braun Breaker come out. You had Paige. That was freaking nuts. That match was, kind of a mess. but it was entertaining, I guess, Felt kind of short as well, but yeah, I heard that, it's a 5-hour show or something like that, and there was only 1 hour, a little over an hour of wrestling, so I get it, you know what I mean? But again, I was journaling. I'm probably not gonna do that every, I don't think I've ever done that. Not for, I probably have, but I think that's why I enjoyed it, But I also accept that wrestling, since about 2004, 2005, has been dog shit. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? People will disagree. It's had good moments here and there. It's had great moments here and there. But overall, it's been kind of dog shit. And that's my opinion. I think TNA came out, had some great stuff when AJ was over there with, Low Key and all of them. Then you had Kurt Angle go. All that I'm like kind of catching up on because I wasn't watching it at the time, but I had a close friend who told me like, dude, it was on and popping. It was great. Samoa Joe and all that. So I've been watching, catching up on it for the past, 5 years here and there. The YouTube channel for TNA has been posting, old pay-per-views and stuff like that. But so I think TNA had some good stuff, and then you had the NXT, you had the Gold Era or whatever they call it, pop off, and I would watch that, and they had some good stuff as well. But I don't know, man. For me, I'm getting into a whole different, deeper, longer conversation about why wrestling was so much better back then, like early 2000s and before. But today, I mean, SmackDown is dog shit. Raw is usually kind of dog shit. And it's been that way for a long time. Like, ever since Raw has been on Netflix, there has been some great Raw shows where I was like, wow, that was a great fucking show. Okay, But the standards, that's another reason I'm journaling during the ads, but also my standards were extremely low. Like, before the Randy Orton Cody Rhodes match, I kind of like tuned out already. I was like, all right, this was a good WrestleMania. I enjoyed it. Like the Randy Orton Cody match, I didn't really give a shit about. And I understand that people like JD and Silent Monster and some of these other people that do this for a living, where they talk about, which I wish I would be able to do that for a living. I get it. If I had viewers and was able to make a living off of talking about wrestling, yeah, I'm watching every Raw, every SmackDown, and hopefully speaking more clearly. But I would be probably in a worse mood. So I understand, they're pissed off about tonight specifically because of all the ads, because they probably weren't journaling, you know what I'm saying? Journal a little bit. I'm just kidding, just talking shit. But if I had to watch it, yes, I would fucking talk a lot of shit. Probably, I already do. I watch it now. I tell people that I still watch wrestling, but I'm kind of like talking shit about it the whole time I'm watching it, Like it sucks now, but I still watch it. I watch a lot of wrestling, but I mostly watch 90s, 80s, early 2000s, mostly 90s and 80s, even though I think the early 2000s was the best. But I'll get to that. You know what I mean? I've been watching a lot of wrestling that I haven't seen, There's so much, like if wrestling just stops right now, just no more WWE, no more WWE specifically, that's fine. Because there's so much wrestling from the 80s, 90s, when it was on once a week, twice a week, pay-per-views, house shows. Well, not house shows, but overseas shows, and there's so much that I haven't seen, even though I was watching it so much late 90s, early 2000s. Even then, I was watching Raw a week ago, I think. Maybe 2 weeks ago. Right after it, I put on a Raw from I think it was the Raw right after the Royal Rumble 2000. And, you had Triple H come out all fucked up from the street fight with Cactus Jack, with Stephanie. He's spitting on the mic. You have Big Show come out, and he's also saying the truth. The Rock's feet hit the floor first, and then the Rock comes out, says, "I'll whoop both your asses tonight." And then you had Hardcore Holly and Chris Jericho be the first match. Go watch that match. I mean, that match was like 5 minutes or something, but they were beating the shit out of each other because that's Hardcore Holly. But China kind of fucked up the ending. But anyway, my point is I was watching this Raw from back then, and I was like, holy shit. The intro, even the intro back then, amazing. Now the intro is just shots of wrestlers walking into the ring or into the arena, and shots where they're standing there, and then the director, producer is like, okay, start walking, and then they start walking. They were already filming, and then they play this horrible fucking music. I mean, I do hip hop, but it's not good. It's not good. But and then the storylines, I mean, we'll talk about night one of WrestleMania 42, because I'm going in all different, places with this, just ranting. WrestleMania night one, you had Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and ISO Speed open up the card against the Usos and LA Knight in a match that was barely a match. It was really short, but the ending, they nailed it storyline wise. I think just they got a moment there. I think I was like, okay, I wasn't really that excited about that match anyway. Whatever. And then they go to Drew and McIntyre. Again, go to ads. I'm journaling, They go to Drew and McIntyre. Great fucking match, I think Drew should ditch the sword and that whole getup that he got. Switch it up. Just come out with a black vest and I don't know. That sounds kind of gay, but, I don't know. Switch it up. You don't need the shing before his music either. You had Drew, you had Jacob. I mean, that dude. Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker, Obafemi, Dominic Mysterio. They need to get Montez Ford in there. Gunther. These are the young guys, even though a couple of them probably older, I don't know. But as far as newer WWE careers, these are the guys that they need to put to next year's WrestleMania main event should be Jacob Fatu versus Cody and Punk versus Braun, At least get some of these young guys. You got Randy and Cody, you got Punk and Roman. All right, you know what I mean? Forget this shit. Let's start building towards the future, which has always been one of WWE's problems ever since Vince was running it, That was the thing, John Cena just on top all the time, and people would complain, when are you going to start building new stars, I haven't been watching this, but I wonder what kind of match Bret Hart has. Look at this guy. I think I've seen him before a few times. A handful of times. I think. I've seen this match recently, actually. Anyway. All right, really short match. Then you go to Drew and McIntyre. Great match. Then you go, I think the women's match was after that. Oh, you had Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. Okay match. I totally forgot about that match. But I liked the ending. I thought the ending, they nailed it perfectly. You know, it looked kind of painful. Looked like AJ hit the ref's face pretty hard. And then Becky threw her into the apron. The steel apron. And then rock bottomed her, bookend her. Whatever they call it, Becky Bottom, I don't know. Great finish, you know? But, yeah, I get it. You know, not a great match, not a great WrestleMania match, but, dude, wrestling sucks nowadays, all right? Maybe my expectations were so low, but when I come out of a WrestleMania like that one night and I say, damn, that Drew and Jacob match was great, damn, I liked that Liv and Steph match. It was short, but I liked it a lot. That Gunther and Seth match was fucking awesome, cool. And you had Braun Breaker return, you had Bianca Belair return, you had Paige. That was crazy. I was not expecting that. I was watching a WrestleMania video. That's the name of the channel, WrestleMania, like a few days ago, and they're about to spoil, it looks like, the Bella, Brie. No, it's not Brie, it's the other one. I wasn't watching wrestling when the Bellas were on top, you know, again, I'm going in different places, but we'll get into that if we get to it. But, you know, I was watching that WrestleMania video, and they were going to spoil it. And he said, you know, forward this if you don't want to know who Bella's partner is going to be. I forwarded it. Didn't want to know. I'm glad I did that. Wasn't expecting it at all. I thought it would be Trish Stratus, because as soon as he said that, I'm like, oh, it's Trish. But it was Paige. And then the moment with them winning and her, like, getting emotional, great fucking moment, you know? I really think that they missed the ball with Bayley and Valkyria, have a problem saying her name. I forget, but I love her. She's one of my favorite. Her, Roxanne Perez. There's a lot of women that I fucking love, you know, and not because they're fucking beautiful, but because their character, their attire, their wrestling, their skills, their everything about them. Anyway, Bayley and Valkyria should have won, I think. Because wasn't it last year, or was it the year before, where Becky returned to replace Bayley and team up with Valkyria? Let me get her name right, huh? I'm not going to keep mispronouncing it. Let me get my phone. I need it not just for that, but... But yeah, I think they could have had them win, you know, and it kind of makes up for the time Becky Lynch stepped in and I think replaced Bayley. But whatever, I guess not. I'm not a fan of Charlotte Flair or Alexa Bliss. I used to love Alexa Bliss, but you know, but Charlotte Flair, man, she used to be great, or she used to have great matches. Like, she used to always have one of the best matches of the night. If it's WrestleMania or SummerSlam and she's on the card, she would probably have like one of the best matches of the night, because she'd be wrestling for the women's championship and in a triple threat or one-on-one, and it'd be a fucking great match. Nowadays, I don't know. She doesn't move the same, and she's calling out stuff, obviously, and it's all choreographed and, like, cringe. She's very cringe, you know? I'm sure she's a beautiful person, but Becky Lynch as well. Ever since Becky came back from being off for being pregnant, and she kind of lost weight, she hasn't been that good in the ring. On the mic, she's great. Sometimes she overdoes it, but that match was kind of a clusterfuck, but I didn't know it was going to be a fatal 4-way. Like, all of them in the ring at the same time. I thought it'd be only 2 people in the ring at the same time. You could tag anybody if, however you want. Make it elimination. Make it, whatever. First fall. But they were all in the ring at the same time. Like a fatal 4-way match, which is my favorite match. Just a regular fatal 4-way match. That's my favorite kind of match. I know people may not be crazy about that match, but I guess because in SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain, that was the match to play. Fatal 4-way TLC match, especially if you have a multi-tap or I forget what it's called. Yeah, I think multi-tap connector for the controllers, and you have 4 people playing. Come on. Or No Mercy, Royal Rumble. I mean, these new WWE games, how are you that bad? When you have games like SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain out, and you can play it and study it and like study why this is fun. You know what I mean? But I haven't played the new one. It's all fucking for money, bro. Like Monday Night Wars edition? Hell yeah. I'm definitely buying it this year. How much more is that? And I got to pay for more to get these other wrestlers, and I can't just beat it and unlock them. I don't know. Ted DiBiase. So Beefcake is the babyface here? So emotional moment, pretty good moment at the end of that match. The Fatal 4-Way tag team. Kind of short as well, And Gunther and Seth, I thought was started off slow, but man, that match was good. We knew it was going to be good. And then the ending with Braun Breaker, showing up, spearing Seth. He should have speared him. He didn't spear him that great either time. The first one, okay, looked a little painful maybe. Weird angle. The second one, he ran all the way down, sprinting down the WrestleMania ramp, spearing Seth Rollins. Like, I don't know. I don't know whose fault that was. It was Seth who kind of chickened out a little bit, moved away from him. I don't know if Braun didn't, measure it correctly. I don't know whose fault that was, but it wasn't that great of a spear. Maybe it's Seth not wanting to take a super hard spear. But the shot of Gunther getting Seth in the sleeper hold, and then in the background you see Braun Breaker just walk away while he's in the sleeper hold and he's still fighting. Bro, come on. There's some good stuff here. You know what I mean? There's some good stuff here and there. That was probably, that was good stuff. And then you had Liv and Steph, and I thought it was a great match. Short, okay. But, we got fucking 6 more matches tonight. Tomorrow they'll probably be longer. They have one less match. But probably still a lot more ads. But I enjoyed that match. I thought Roxanne and, what's her name? Roxanne Perez, and people are screaming at the screen right now if I decide to put this out. Raquel, who's come a long way. Like, she was kind of boring, and now she's got this flair about her, and she got this character and personality, and she's gotten a lot better in the ring. She does a lot of cool moves. Roxanne Perez is my favorite, I think, right now. She's really cute, but she's married, so it's fine. But yeah, Liv gets the win, and then they're all standing in the ring, I think we could have got something like Roxanne give Liv a weird look or something like that. Like that would have been interesting. But I think Roxanne Perez should be the next champ. They could work there. They could work that storyline. You know what I'm saying? I think she should be the next champ. We'll see what happens. And Raquel. Stephanie Valkyrie. She's great in the ring, but they didn't. I didn't think they set her up for success that great. Like I don't know. It wasn't a great title run. It was short and just wasn't great. You know, far from it. It was kind of bad. But yeah. Then you got Bianca Belair coming out. I didn't know she was pregnant. That's fucking awesome. I don't know how they kept that a secret with the internet nowadays and everybody fucking YouTubing and tweeting and journalism and whistleblowers and all that. But yeah, she's gonna be gone for a while, which sucks. But then we had Randy and Cody. Now, when Randy and Cody were coming out, I set up my bench to bench, and I was drinking some creatine and energy drink a little bit while I was journaling. And then once the Cody, first off, the ESPN app is garbage, absolute trash, and so is Paramount Plus. And I don't know why the ESPN app is so trash. I don't know. I think it's their menu. I think they try to make everything look so cool, and they got these live scores, and they got you go to a video, it shows the preview starts playing. We don't need any of that, because then it takes longer to go fucking right here to the next thing. Like, just give me a list of names, and I'll find what I need to fucking find, all right? And then while I'm watching it, first off, I think this was just me. I figured, but apparently I think it happened to other people, which is interesting. But right before the Cody-Randy match, I had like 4 minutes of ads, and then it kind of went back, and like another 4 minutes of ads, and then like another 2 minutes of ads. So I got out, and I wasn't watching it live. And I tried to go back in, and it wasn't working. Or I was only able to go back into the Espanol, WrestleMania. And I didn't want to watch it in Espanol, Yo hablo un poco, pero I want to hear the commentating. Like, that's a big thing for it, you know what I mean? And these commentators are garbage. I'm sorry. I think was Michael Cole there today? He's good. He got better. He got great. But the guy that used to do boxing, I think he was a commentator for Fight Night Champion and Fight Night Round 3, if I'm not mistaken. I think he used to do NXT. I'm not sure. I forgot his name. He sucks, bro. He sucks. He's fake. They're all fake. You know what I mean? It's fake wrestling, whatever. But it's just, I can't. You got 2 play-by-play guys doing it. The other guy who's, I don't know, what is he, English or something? He grew on me a little bit, but, I mean, anyway. So for the Randy and Cody match, I was working out. You know what I mean? I was benching. Probably, thank God there wasn't any ads. And imagine an ad in the middle of that match. But I guess that's why I enjoyed it, I was doing stuff during the ads. I wasn't in a room watching it with people, and then during the ads, we have to talk and chat and talk shit about how there's too many fucking ads. Or if you're watching it alone, and then you're forced to go on your phone. You know what I mean? Like, that's just making people glued to their phones even more. But I don't know. I thought the Randy Cody, bro. I mean, I was not looking. I didn't care about that match at all. I didn't. I could have. I was gonna watch UFC because UFC's on tonight. I couldn't get the Cody Randy match going back on except for Espanol, like I said. So I went and I put on UFC, and I was like, "Yeah, fuck that match. I'll watch it later." I didn't really care about that match. And then while I was watching UFC, and I was like, I don't really care about this either. You know, there wasn't anybody good fighting tonight. Gilbert Burns and Mike Malort, I think that's his name. I'll watch it. But I got spoiled. It got spoiled because I found out who won, if that makes sense. But so I got Cody and Rhodes going, and you know it was fine. But here's something funny. As soon as I seen Randy coming into the ring, I thought, okay, maybe they can try and fix this. This is how they do it. This is what I was thinking while Randy Orton was making his way to the entrance. I like his old song better, by the way. But I was thinking, all right, so during the introductions, once they ring that bell, you have Randy RKO Pat McAfee. Then he throws him outside, does his thing, backdrop onto the table, then gets on the table, RKOs him on the table, then throws him over the fucking, the banister, and gets back in the ring. I know it that's kind of what they did in a way, except Pat McAfee returned and they did it with Cody Rhodes, which is a better idea. That makes more sense, I guess. Of course it does, but either way, I mean, I didn't really care about this match. You know what I mean? Like, they fucking ruined it. Like, the worst build-up to a WrestleMania ever. No, as far as the WrestleManias that I've seen. You know what I mean? I've seen many. There are still some that I wasn't really maybe paying attention to the build-up. But there are a handful maybe. But as far as the ones I've seen, that was the worst fucking WrestleMania build-up ever. Besides Jacob Fatu, no, not even that one. That was okay. The Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar and the Liv and Steph. Those two build-ups were great. Liv and Steph, not too much talking, but I liked it. The Punk and Roman stuff, bury you next to your father, you lost me with that one. Once he said that, I'm like, I'm out. Like, is this a metaphor for like how we use the term burying in wrestling? And was his father not ever over? Or did he get buried? I don't know. I don't know the history. Is that what he meant? Okay. But if he didn't meant that, and he just meant like his father's dead and he's going to bury him next to him, like, I don't know. That's like something a second grader would write into a storyline. But, I didn't really care about that match after that either. And then the Randy, you have 20 years or whatever of history between these two. It's been said before. People have said this over and over the past few weeks, I'm sure, everywhere. But they have all this history, and they ditch it because one of the owners of TKO sticks his nose in the creative and says put Pat McAfee in the storyline, make him the main thing because I manage him and I want him to be the next Sylvester Stallone. Literally, that's what happened. Those words exactly, probably. And they do that. Not only that, but they were desperate to sell tickets. So they have Pat McAfee, who's the heel, tell the crowd, hey, they're 25% off, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what are we watching here? I mean, then you got Jelly Roll, then you got, Lil Yachty, you got ISO Speed, you got Pat McAfee, you know, who else do you got? One or two other people. Yeah, Travis Scott last year ruined WrestleMania. People like Travis Scott. I don't get it. He's anyway. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any interest in this match, and what they did, cool, get him out of there. You know, kind of fixed the problem a little bit, but not really, because not only was that all garbage, the build-up, it was also a waste of time. Oh, thanks. And then later on, he returns, and he does get involved in the finish. Only Randy Orton RKO's him. These are pops, you know. These are moments that Again, I didn't care about that match, so I was like, oh shit, you know, I didn't expect that. I thought they should do that. They did it. Cool. Only with Cody. And good finish. I thought Cody should have won, because if he would have lost, I think that would have made him 1-3 in the last 3 WrestleManias, and he's supposed to be the next guy. He's supposed to be the guy, probably for another year or two. Still top baby face, and I think he'll go do movies after that. But his entrance, I fucking loved. Like, during Cody's entrance, I'm like, you know what? I think I like Cody, because I've always looked at him, and, you know, I'm like, this guy is good. He's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. He's cool. You know, it's hard. He says the right things, whatever. Very diplomatic, future politician. But his entrance, I was like, I like Cody. I hope he wins. He should win. And he always has good matches too, you know. And there was a lot of blood in this match, which is also cool, you know. And then you got the punt kick, which was fucking nuts, bro. Like, you know, Cody told Randy, hey, this is WrestleMania. I'm going to go do movies soon. I'm getting towards the end of my career. Lay it in me, you know. Lay it in. Kick me. This is the last strike of the night. Lay it in. And Randy did. And as soon as Randy kicked him, like, Randy had this look on his face like, yeah, I fucked you up, buddy. You know, I think I might have fucked you up. And he did. He looked like he had his orbital bone fractured. It looked bad, you know. But I also seen a video of him just walking up the ramp, walking out. Meanwhile, you had Pat McAfee stretchered out for, you know, what'd they do to him? Fucking Cody Cutter, or not Cody Cutter, whatever Cody's finishing move is, on the table. Is that what happened? I forgot. But what happened with Cody Rhodes getting punk kicked into the fucking 300 level, you have him get stretchered out. All right? Like, he should have been stretchered out. He should be gone for at least a couple weeks. And then you have, I don't know where you go with that storyline. You still have Pat McAfee in this picture, it looks like, unfortunately. He shouldn't have came back into the ring to get RKO'd. Like, he should have. What was that, bro? Fucking retarded. But I don't know. Are you gonna continue watching SmackDown? Nobody watches SmackDown. You know, people who have to watch it, like Solid Monster and JD, they'll watch it because they have to watch it. You know, even then, they probably look for moments where they, cool, thank God I don't gotta watch it today. I gotta do this. Sorry guys, I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be out of town. You know, but regular people watch that shit. Like, if I put on Raw or I put on SmackDown, I'm definitely doing other shit while it's on. You don't just sit down and watch this shit. You'll become very retarded and dumb. Pardon my language, but it's just not good, you know, and it sucks because they got the talent, but the producers suck, the writers suck. TKO doesn't know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to creative, or, they're billionaires, so they know what they're doing, but creatively, like, they don't know what pro wrestling, they don't know this, And I don't know if this is a good WrestleMania, to be honest. I haven't seen it in a while. I know the main event with Hogan and Randy is great. But I think Mr. Perfect has a good match against somebody. Anyway, I don't know what you do with some of these storylines, but especially the Randy Cody stuff, Because I thought after Pat left, okay, Randy, Cody, and then you do that finish without Pat, great. You know what I mean? Let's run it again at Backlash. Probably not now, because Cody is fucked up. He literally might have had his orbital bone fractured. It looked like it. And I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do now. You could strip him. You could strip him, say he's going to be out of action for over a month. Or, nah, I don't know if that's worthy of stripping somebody. I'm not sure where you go with that, because that storyline. I mean, I gave up on that storyline like, a month ago. Or whenever Pat McAfee showed up into the picture. Now, that's why I enjoyed it. I had it on. I enjoyed it. I took a puff. I'm journaling. Took a puff. I'm working out. I had it on. Oh, that was cool. Oh, that was kind of fast. But, yeah, during the ads, I was on my phone a little bit too. Like, I've just accepted that that's what it is. Like, wrestling is dog shit. And it's mainly dog shit when you compare it to just a few years ago, before we had all these ads. Handful of years ago, before we had the Slim Jim dark, squirt night light match. Like, you just had all these ads, all this money. It's all about money. That's why they're in Vegas. That's why they were just in Saudi Arabia for Royal Rumble. That's why they'll be in Saudi Arabia next year for WrestleMania, which I don't know, man. That's crazy. Bro, I don't understand why it's dog shit. Again, I enjoyed night one, unlike a lot of people, but I'm saying the product is still dog shit. Like, tomorrow, I was looking forward more to today, because I was looking forward to Drew and Megan, Drew and Fatu, Liv and Steph, and Gunther and Seth. That's all I was looking forward to today. That's all I really wanted to see. The other matches, they're on, cool. But even before it started, I'm like, those 3 matches I gotta watch. And those 3 matches delivered for me. I know Steph and Liv was short, but I enjoyed it, especially the finish. And then the Randy Cody was a clusterfuck at the end. Crazy fucking, just craziness, Overbooked, however they call it. I think that's what they call it. But, yeah, I enjoyed it, Thought it was good. And I'm excited for tomorrow. What am I excited for? Femi and Brock. Yeah, Femi and Brock. Let's see what else. Not really that excited about, Roman and Punk. Not really that excited about that. I don't really. Actually, I am. I want to see how Punk does, Because Punk, sometimes he has great matches. Sometimes he has some snoozers. He's the best on the mic. Don't get me wrong. But Man, Roxanne Perez, I love her. That Paige finishing move with the suplex into the DDT, whatever she calls it. I like that move a lot. But yeah, John Cena, he didn't really do much, to be honest. But yeah, tomorrow, fuck, this ain't it. I'm trying to find. Excuse me. I'm trying to find tomorrow what the lineup is tomorrow. Give me 1 second. Jade and Rhea. Ugh. I don't want to watch that, to be honest, because I think it's going to be awkward, and I don't know if they're going to have good chemistry. Jade is not that good in the ring, And Rhea, I think she used to be better in NXT specifically. I think she used to be better in the ring. I'm not really a fan of her on the mic that much either. I think she might have to go heel soon. I'm not sure. But you had Io. Here's one thing I would have did. This is me if I'm a writer and creative. I was thinking about this. On Raw, you had Io Sky defeat Asuka's partner. I forgot her name. Sane. I forgot her name. I like her too, though. She's fucking awesome. Her style, her entrance, that robe or whatever she wears. So fucking cool. Anime-ish. And you had Io beat her. What I would have did is have Asuka get in the ring and start beating her up too. Not beating up Io, but beating her up. And then Io's like watching, and Asuka gets on the mic. No, Io's like outside the ring and thinking like, should I go in and help her? And Asuka gets on the mic and says, WrestleMania, I show you how to fight, how to wrestle. Something like that, And then her partner gets up. It's an abusive relationship, so she's not leaving. But Io Sky, accepts. That's it. That's all you had to do. Then you got a fucking great match. A great women's match. Another one. And, but they didn't do that. I don't know why. Io Sky was in the best match of the year last year in the main event of WrestleMania. Actually, it opened the show. But, night 2, I think. But it was the best match of the year. You know what I mean? And then she's not even in it. And she was the champ going in. I think she won it coming out as well. And also, Tiffany Stratton was the champ last year, or she won it. One of the two. And she didn't have a match today either. Which is interesting, But anyway, that's what I have to say about WrestleMania. I enjoyed it, but I get it, I wasn't really, during the ads, I was doing other stuff. So, and I've also accepted that wrestling is dog shit nowadays, and my standards are really low. And I don't know what people expect, but I would give it, maybe a 7 out of 10. Maybe 6, 7 out of 10. Which is fucking great compared, I don't know what I would give this, but you got fucking Owen Hart and Mr. Perfect going at it right here, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be great. I think I've seen this match once. I think Perfect wins. Sorry to spoil that. I mean, yeah, I bought WrestleMania's 1 through 13 box set for like $80 or something on eBay. I've been buying a lot of VHS movies, and Yeah, man. It's becoming like an addiction, you know? Every time I get paid, I'll go to the exchange in Wicker Park or the exchange on Belmont or in Chicago, or I'll go to Half Price Books. I've only been there once, but I got some good stuff from there last time I went. Got the Blair Witch Part 2 and Reservoir Dogs and Boondock Saints and Predator, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I just watched again for the first time in many years. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and holy shit, that movie is fantastic. I mean, it's kind of dark. The dialogue, you have Splinter saying some real cool monk shit throughout it. You know, the turtles are fucking cool. April O'Neil's great. And then, you know, what's his name? Hockey mask. Cat. I forgot his name. It's a great fucking movie, man. Like, so good. I swear. I think it's one of my favorite movies, like top 10. But yeah, I just watched Dangerous Minds too. I got that on VHS, and I thought that movie was kind of cheesy and corny. Like, I remember it being cheesy and corny, maybe because it's associated with the Coolio song, "Gangster's Paradise" so much, which I like. I like that song, but it's become a little bit cheesy, played out or something. But I watched that movie, and it's great. The acting is great. The writing, you know, the dialogue. I thought it was fucking great. Um, I'll give it like a 7 out of 10, you know. I guess my expectations for things, you know, like, I think I say too much. Maybe I'll work on that. But, yeah, I have this setup right here. When I work on music, when I'm writing, I'll have something old on. Or I'll eat while I'm watching a movie, you know what I mean? Or I've been trying to get into playing PlayStation 2, but I started Resident Evil 4, my first time playing it, actually, and it's fucking pretty cool so far. But I have a hard time playing video games. I'll get into it more in the future, but for private reasons, I have a hard time playing them right now. But I'm trying to find Manhunt. For less than $40, but I can't find it. You know, I don't know. I found it for like $65, but I didn't want to pay that. But yeah, wrestling nowadays sucks, and the entrances are too long, and it's all choreographed, and it's not the art of making it look real when it's not real. It's not the art of of making it look like you're hurting your opponent when you're actually taking care of them. And I think this is like Bret Hart's definition of what pro wrestling is, and it's not that anymore. It's obviously fake. You show somebody any match today, Raw, SmackDown, you know, you show them that Drew and Jacob match, they might think, is this real? You show them that Liv and Steph match, is this real? You show them that Gunther and Seth, that part was real, right? That's why those matches were great to me. But most of the time, you show somebody a match and they're like, oh, that. They obviously planned that. Why are they standing around waiting for that person to jump on them? Why did they move more in line for them to jump on them? Well, there's just so many things. Why do those punches look so fake? Why do the Usos suck? You know, there's just so many things. I say that because that 1D. They did a 1D today. I don't know why they call it a 1D. I don't know if it's not even good enough to be 2D. And it's definitely not no damn 3D. You know? The way Devon would lift them, the way Bubba Ray would bring them down, they would line them up perfectly. The Usos... All right. Jimmy is actually pretty good. Jay is good too. I like the way Jay blocks punches. He fucking blocks him with two hands. I like that because I've never seen that before. I like that. people have probably seen that before. I haven't seen anybody else do that. Oh shit. Yeah, we're still recording. What else is wrong with wrestling nowadays? So many things, bro. The storylines. It's not comedy. Bro, you watch Raw. That Raw that I put on after WrestleMania 2000. Hilarious. Hardcore Holly and Crash Holly beating the shit out of each other. Man, so much good stuff. But here's the thing, I watch a lot of wrestling, but I don't really watch the new stuff that much. I pay attention to it. I'll listen to Solid Monster. I'll listen to JD from New York. I'll see what's popping on Twitter. I'll see Instagram clips, yada yada. And I'll watch the pay-per-views. ESPN Unlimited, suck my ass from the back. No offense to my friend who's paying for it, and I freeload off him. But if he wasn't paying for it, there's no way in hell. And I'm a bigger wrestling fan than him, I think. He's a big one too, but I'm not paying fucking $30 a month to watch one pay-per-view that's dog shit most of the time. Or a Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, Night 1, I enjoyed it. But, excuse me. Yeah, pardon me. I enjoyed it, so I guess people's expectations were high. They were thinking the storylines have been dog shit, but still look at the card. These matches should deliver. My expectations were low. Also, I was doing shit during the ads, so when the ads came on, I was like, cool. Fucking blah, 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 blah.
Champion. Mr. Fuji, it's a 5K run. Do you think you're going to last this distance? Let me tell you, I will finish the run. I show you this handicap match tomorrow means nothing. Okay, well, we're ready to start. It's going to be very interesting to see how this turns out. On your mark, get set, go.
I'm not sure what's going on. But yeah, I got WrestleMania 1 through 13. You show these motherfucking people, Bret Hart and Stone Cold from WrestleMania 13, they're like, oh man. There's a reason people thought the shit might be real, Even in the late 90s and 2000s, early 2000s, mid 90s, late 90s. Cat's out of the bag. We know it's not real. But we're still watching it. Why? Because it's fucking awesome. That's why. It's funny. It's entertaining. I like these characters, the wrestling, the athleticism. Plus, I think that was real. Oh shit, that might have been real. Oh shit, I don't think they really like each other. Like they would try to make it seem real. They don't do that anymore. They don't. That's not what it is. It's entertainment. It's about spots. It's about money making. Well, not really for them, but the wrestlers. I mean, it's not really for them. Even though I'm sure they love to make money. All right, I'm going on and on and on. Maybe that'll be it for today. Oh, shit, we did a fucking hour. Holy shit. I only wanted to do like 30 minutes and just talk about why I enjoyed WrestleMania Night 1, 42. I hope it's 42 because I've been saying 42 this whole time. And if it's not, I'll still write 42 in the bio or let's see what we got here. Oh, doesn't say the number. All right. Doesn't say the number. How about that? 42. Correctamundo. Is that Bismarcky? You say she's just a friend. And you say she's just a friend. That's not Bismarcky. Forgive me. Man, I wish I had a time machine, man, so I can just go back to the 80s, go back to the 90s. I was a young buck, but if I could be my age around that time, man, It's all right, though. I mean, when you think about it, you could, you know, like the closest thing you have to a time machine is like you can throw a 90s party, or a 90s get together, or just have a solo day to yourself of the 90s, watch 90s movies, dress like you're in the 90s, go to the fucking Pizza Hut or something, I don't know, and listen to 90s music, like get in the 90s or 80s, early 2000s, like. But I don't think you can ever go back in time. I don't think you can invent a time machine, because in order for you to have to be able to go back to 1984 has to be existing somewhere in another dimension, another parallel universe, whatever. I don't believe that it is. I don't think 1984 is existing right now anywhere. So you can't go back there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's why I don't think a time machine is possible. I hope I'm in frame, by the way. I might be like too far this way. But yeah, I just figured, I watched WrestleMania, I listened to a few people on Twitter and reading stuff. I'm like, man, people really hated this shit. Why did I like it? Oh, that's why. Oh, that's probably also why. Huh. Oh, that too. My standards. I don't know. And I thought, let me press record. I got a little set up here anyway. And just give my thoughts, on night one, WrestleMania 42. I'll give it a 7 out of 10, I think. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. But, I don't know. Maybe lower if I wasn't doing the things I was doing and I was just watching it and had to watch all those fucking ads. Because UFC, I'm a bigger UFC fan than I am a wrestling fan nowadays. And ever since they moved to Paramount Plus, man, you just accept it now. Like, okay, this is what it is, Forget about the old days. It's just what it is. We're going to have 4-minute ads. We're not going to be able to see the walk-ins for everybody or hear the corner talk or interviews. And then, this is one of my biggest problems too. I didn't see any video packages. No build-up storyline video previews before the matches. If you only have 6 matches, 7 matches, give me a video package for each one. You lazy fucking idiots. Man. I mean, I can go on and on how stupid these people are, bro. It sucks. It sucks because you have these wrestlers that are so fucking athletic and good. And, I miss Kevin Owens, He's my favorite. Right now, anyway. Even though he's not there anymore. Hopefully he comes back soon. He should have been the guy, not Pat McAfee. We all know that, I think. But I'm not taking it that serious, I guess, I just accept, like, this is what it is, And that's why I enjoyed it, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, I can go on and on about wrestling and comparing it back then to now. But I think that's it for now. I should have started this towards the middle, forgive me, so we can have, Randy and Hogan playing. But then you'd be watching that and not listening to me, but maybe you're not listening to me either way. Anyway, I'm donezo with the gumbo, and I can't believe Stephanie McMahon came out after AJ Styles. That's interesting too, I hate that Alexa Bliss basically jumped into Paige's knees. Was it Paige? For the finish. Like, why do they do that? Why do they make that mistake so much? It is 2 a.m. So if I sound, slow speaking and tired, and maybe that's why. But I'm trying to run through what else happened tonight on WrestleMania. Any last final thoughts? I think Io Sky and Asuka should have been on. They should be going at it tomorrow. Today's 7, tomorrow's 6. They should have been added to tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, when you take a step back and I'm listening to what people say, I'm like, yeah, they're kind of right. Maybe I was doing stuff. I had it on. I was watching it, but I don't really watch it that closely anymore. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'm a casual. I'm a casual or a lapsed fan, which is a fan that that doesn't watch it anymore, really, and used to watch it and used to love it. But you can call me a casual. I don't care, But it's only one night, It's only one night, and you had some good moments. You had Paige, you had, Bianca Belair and Braun, and you had that punt kick. You had ISO Speed do that spot. Drew and Fatu was a good match. Gunther and Seth was a good match. Like, I think it's a thumbs up show, I've accepted that WWE is usually dog shit, and I thought it was all right. They got shitty storylines, yep. Long ass entrances. Also, one last thing about like the build-ups for WrestleMania nowadays. This is just maybe, it's not a popular opinion, but it just seems like, okay, we know after Rumble or whatever, now we know these two are gonna go at it at WrestleMania, and then like every Raw leading up to WrestleMania, they get them both in the ring and they battle rap. All right, next week, get them both in the ring. He says something. Ooh, oh. And it's just, and okay, fine. But it's been like that, like every year now. I don't know. Like, it's like leading up to WrestleMania, we have to find out who's better on the mic before we see who's better in the ring. Okay. I don't know, man. I think I enjoyed it. We can agree to disagree with most people I see. But, again, hella ads. But that's it for me. I'm going to figure out what to do with myself. I wish it wasn't so late. But, yeah, that's it for me, y'all. Peace out. See you on the next one.